Hello and welcome to a quick look at Heat. Now Heat, if you aren't aware, is a new survival game. It's in early access right now and I've been playing it a little off camera. It's incredibly addictive. I've done a lot of building and a lot of crafting. But this is my base and I just thought I'd do a very quick walkthrough of where I am and what I've got achieved so far. I've got a lovely bonfire, look at this. How cool is this? That looks so good at night and you can see it right across the map as well. As I say, it's a survival game. You're in the 19th century American wilderness there's different aspects of the game that you can focus on. You can become president of the United States. You can deliver justice as a sheriff. You can fight for your tribe as an Indian chief, a Native American chief, or I think become governor of the South. So there's a lot of other things other than just the usual survival, but the game is heavy on the grind. You can see I've got a stockpile here. Basically it's a sort of a slab that you put down and then you can fill it with goods. So you can fill it with wood, you can fill it with stone, you can fill it with ore for mining, like iron and that sort of thing, copper. So that's a new and interesting way of storing items. So the really heavy goods sit outside on these stockpiles. I've actually crafted an outhouse, and the reason for that is you want to actually collect your items for composting. So yeah, it's pretty good. So everything is used and everything has a use. It's very in-depth. I'll show you a little bit more of the crafting menus in just a moment. These are the land claim, the guild land claim flags, and you set your flag down and it portions up a section of land on the map. So if I open the map up here, you can see that I have two title deeds. This one and this one. They're adjacent. I buggered up. I didn't know about this when I started building, and I built right on the edge of one section of the map. So the one part of the map just finishes here and goes that way, and then the other part of the map goes that way. So I had to, as you can see, I'm right on the divided line there. So I've had to put two land claim flags down, but it's fine. Other people have done that as well. So I've got a few people nearby. I've got one just here around the lake. I'll show you that in just a second. You can see that across the lake from where I am now. Somebody's built on the island, which is a great spot. There's a new person just around the coast of the island. Somebody over here on the river. This is Ono Koho. And I believe Game Edged is... Actually, if I can get this to... zoom in. Game Edged is somewhere here, I think, on this island. I don't know exactly where, but yeah, I haven't explored over there, so I can't see him on this map at the moment. So that's why. But it's huge. This, I'll just show you. Let me zoom out a little. I wonder if that map's going to update. That's weird, it kind of pixelates, doesn't it? You can't actually scroll, you can scroll around. So look how huge this place is. Mountains, we've got the river, all the way down here. We've got the coastline, down into the Florida area. It's a rough representation of the United States. And this is the capital, this is Washington, this is where you can go and become president. I don't know exactly where the sheriff's offices are and, you know, the governor's office for the South. And I've really haven't explored much of the map yet. Everything that's visible in a lighter colour is the bit that I've kind of explored. I think that might be where I came in. I don't know how I got across there without opening that bit of the map up, but still. That's where I spawned in. Yeah, so it's extensive. I mean, there's the other building across the way that I showed you there. So you can see for scale, for distance, just how far that is. And then there's one just along on the edge of that bit of water of the island there. It's sort of just hidden behind the trees, and then there's somebody just further around the coast. But it's really addictive. So I've built a little. I started off with a 1x1, and then I've grown it from there. I've got a lovely little sort of interior cabin, and then I've wrapped around a workshop. So you can see inside. There's some gorgeous building pieces. So there's these lovely big windows. I've got charcoal fire going here. Charcoal is incredibly valuable. I've just dug up some geodes. A golden galaxy geode, a stone that encases one or more items that can be placed in a campfire, and crack the geode to free the items. And the things that pop out you can sell. And then I've got a quartz geode as well, but it looks like this one is incredibly valuable. So we'll see what pops out of those in a second. But you make axes as you would in most survival games, and you go up and you hit trees to get wood. I'll show you. I'm going to hit a bit of this dead wood on the ground, because these dead pieces give you more geodes. You can just hit a tree. I'll show you a couple of these smaller trees here. And then you can also mine rock. So I've got a big bone pickaxe. Is this one of these weird? Yeah, that's one of those rocks that's not actually there. Let's try this one. There are a few issues. It's early access, hasn't been out long. It's pretty good. It's very playable. It's a little bit unstable occasionally. Get kicked out of the server a little bit, or it takes a long time to log in. I'm playing on GameEdge's community server. There's no single player in this game, unfortunately. So it's all co-op multiplayer. Actually, you can do PvP, but this community tends to play co-op. Right. Okay. Now, I don't know if you saw, but there were a couple of little things that flew towards me, and those were the things that I found out of those geodes. So we found some silver, and what else did I get? 2 lots of silver. Let's just walk around just in case something didn't reach me. They normally sort of fly out and go into your inventory. I think I just got 2 lots of silver. That's pretty good. So we can go and sell those. So if you hover over, you can see there's a value. And I'll show you the crafting and purchasing and selling options in just a second. Now I've put together a farm, and we have some radishes growing. The darker colour means this area's been watered. The lighter colour means it's drying out. So I've just been watering the ones that I've actually got some plants planted in. I've got some cotton there. I think I can probably pick that cotton. If I can just get that little square. Let's hold E. There you go. And I've just picked 2 cotton, legendary cotton. So everything that you pick has a rating, and that affects its price and all that sort of stuff. It is so detailed. It's got so much to it, this game. I think there's some little sort of cabbages or Brussels sprouts or something in here. I don't exactly know what's going to come up. If you have a look, there's lots of things. There's lots of menus. We've got our inventory, we have our social menu, our party menu if you form a guild and work together as a team in a party, our catalogue for our crafting, and then we've got news, and then the map, which we've seen already. Now the news will give you the time of year, and that affects what kind of crops you can grow and what weather you should expect, and the length of the days and all that sort of stuff. It is really in depth. You can post bounties, so these are some of the people who are on the server. It'll tell you who the president is, who the governor is, who the sheriff is, anybody who's died. There's classifieds, there are lottery tickets that you can buy and win prizes. It will tell you what the weather's going to be, that sort of thing. It's really in-depth. Let's just have a look at the crafting menu. So you can see everything that's blue here I have unlocked. Let me just show you, for example, if I wanted to unlock stone building, I would need to research that, and I need to be at least level 10, that's the little green tick, and I will need $330 to unlock that set of research. So everything's got a cost. Now, usually it's just materials, maybe a bit of money. The more advanced things need a lot more money. So you can see the iron construction hammer. You need to be level 20, $300, 20 wood in your inventory, and 2 iron ingots. And that basic principle works all the way across this whole menu. So if I wanted to, for example, if I hover over that, I wanted to unlock the ability to craft candle sconces, I would need to be level 5, 2 iron ingots. So we'll go and unlock that, because I do actually have some candles in stock, and it'd be nice to get a couple of those in the build. But yeah, so everything here has been everything blue has been unlocked, but there's so much to build. Steel safe, you can unlock all sorts of building materials for your build. You know, and it goes all the way across here. You can unlock a birdhouse, flags, firearms, ammunition, melee weapons, throwing axes and bows, heavy duty munitions, security, so you can actually put people in, you know, handcuffs if you know, want to. And then all of these things are the main kind of crafting stations. So we've got like the basic campfire, and then within each of these stations you upgrade them to up to 3 different levels. So you put down a basic campfire, then you upgrade it, and it becomes first of all, it's sort of like a sticks and stones pile in the middle of the ground. The level 2 campfire puts rocks around it, I think, and then the level 3 has that cauldron and the tripod. I heard a sheep. We've got a sheep nearby. So each of these things looks like, oh my god, there's lots to unlock here, but each of these things can be upgraded 3 times themselves. So I've been working through unlocking all these things and then upgrading each of them. So I've worked pretty hard. I've got quite a lot done. The next thing I want to work on is this ironworks, but I do need some leather and probably the iron stove. So I've got a lot to do. I've got to get some money together. These are the sort of main tools. So you've got your standard stone hatchet, woodcutter's axe, pickaxe, and then you can upgrade those to bone. So I've got the bone pickaxe and the bone hatchet. You can have copper, and then you can have iron, and I think you can have steel. Yes, you can have steel. That's the top tier. You can have sprinklers for your garden, flasks for carrying water, watering cans, buckets, washboards. You have to keep yourself clean, you have to bathe, and you have to wash your clothes. It's really in depth. You can develop recipes and do cooking. There's all kinds of things in the laboratory section for making elixirs to help you craft and gain experience, or to change your appearance, craft bandages, gunpowder, potassium nitrate, cement formula, steel, glass, clay jugs. It's really interesting. There's all sorts of clothes you can make. I ended up buying myself the riding dress, so I'll just show you that very quickly before we go inside. And then you can upgrade your carrying capacity, so you can have ammo belts, bags, rucksacks. Yeah, there's just so much to it. So that's that. The party options in here, you've got, if you're working together as a group, you can sort of see everybody's statuses here. You can see your physical level and how many XP you've got till the next level. You put points into your health, your carrying capacity, nutrition, hydration. So I'm level 37 at the moment, and it'll tell you how you feeling. I'm joyful at the moment, I'm surviving, I'm healthy. I could do with a drink and I could do with something to eat. And then we have social. So this has got all of the players that are on the server, and it will have details about who the country is being run by, what the taxes are, the sales taxes, my guild information, who the leader is, and the members of the guild. And then we've got my inventory. So I'm just carrying a few different things here, but I think we should go and sell this silver. Here's the riding dress. So it's 74% clean at the moment, so I do need to get that washed pretty soon. So let's come out of that. Let me show you this this riding dress. So you can see it came as a complete outfit. So it's got like a sort of a leather jackety thing and a bit of a maxi type skirt, and there's a bit of a shirt and a tie. So pretty good. You can get hats. The thing with the hats though, it did seem to take the hair away from the female models, so I didn't bother with a hat. So there you go. Now, if you want to, you can hide the UI by pressing pause on your keyboard, and if you hold down C, you can rotate the camera around and get a free view. So it's good for the the nice screenshots that make good thumbnails. So that's pretty cool. I'll just show you the outside of the build. Now, the ground here, can you see my footprints as I'm running? I love that. This ground would normally be covered in all that brush and debris, that the rest of the location has got around it. But you can build a rake, and you can actually put dirt down and make a path that will let you run through the area more quickly and stop this stuff, all of this debris coming back. Because as you clear the ground, it respawns over time. So if I chop down all these trees here and come back in a day or two, they'll all have started growing back. So I put a path around my property just to keep that stuff from growing back all up in front of the windows. Here's the outside of the workshop. Made a little staircase up to the roof. This is my other land claim block. And I'll just climb up. Whoa, a bit of rubber banding on the server here. Just climb up here so you can get a good view. So there's the garden. I've got a couple of flags around the place just so people know it's my place. I just wondered if we could see that other build from here, but not quite. They're just behind the trees over there. Look at the fire. That fire is gorgeous. It is so atmospheric at night. It gets really dark. That's why I've got these bonfires going all the time. Anyway, right, okay. Now this exterior, you've got different levels of building. You get a hammer and you can unlock upgrades. So you build it out of just normal logs basically, but you then upgrade it to timber, you can upgrade it to stone, and then further than that, brick and concrete. Or you can build in these items individually if you make the building materials first. So you select build, and then you need a clipboard thing, like a planning board, in order to place things. Or you can repair stuff, or you can upgrade. So you have to select which material you want to upgrade it to. So this is the main sort of item you'll be using after you've placed everything. I'll show you the clipboard in just a second. Let's go in the door. So I've upgraded these doors. They've been upgraded with iron and timber, and these walls have all been upgraded with timber. I've got my compost piles in here. So here's the human waste. We've got some gunk, which is water that's gone off. And then we've got some rot, which is basically decayed vegetable matter or meat or that sort of thing. Everything has a sort of a lifespan to it. So yeah, it's really good. I'm absolutely loving it. I really am. Now, these are all the crafting stations. As I say, I've been upgrading them all to the 3rd tier. We've got our laboratory, we've got a repair bench. So if I wanted to repair, for example, there we go. Whoa! Try that again. If I wanted to repair this bone hatchet, I drop it in there and it tells me I need 5 bone and 1 sinew. And if I had those in my inventory, this would now be active. I'd press repair and that would happily go away and repair that item. I don't have those in my inventory now, so I can't do it, obviously. Craftsman bench. This is where, you know, all of these have got their own menus, and you just need the goods in your inventory. So, for example, 10 cotton, I could make a mattress, or 10 cotton, 6 timber, 3 iron ore, and 50 thread, I could make a single wooden bed. So there's lots and lots and lots to craft. It's really good. The workbench, so I can make a water skin. We've got the armoury, we've got a spinning wheel, we have a loom, a prep table, and this is where you can make all of the recipes. I haven't unlocked any of these, but you can make like apple pie, beer hops, fried chicken, crisp bread, strawberry macaron recipe, pumpkin pie, whole grain buns. Now these recipes unlock as you upgrade the tier. So for tier 1 prep table you don't get as many recipes. Tier 2 you unlock more recipes, and so on. And it's the same with all of these. They'll unlock further blueprints. We've got a meat smoker, so we can turn raw meat into smoked meat, and you put certain different fuels in here in this fuel slot, and it tells you the temperature for different fuels. So if you've got some fat from killing an animal, it'll burn at much higher temperature. Charcoal is pretty much your go-to material, and that'll burn 752 degrees Fahrenheit, and it will tell you how long for and what temperature it's running at. And then you drop in your meat, but you leave a space for the cooked meat to appear. So you could put in sort of 5 stacks of raw meat and leave 1 free for the cooked meat to come out, and then you just grab it out of the inventory. We've got a tannery here, we've got a sawmill. This thing's amazing. You drop wood in, you fuel it with charcoal, you have to have water in because it's a steam driven engine, and it will pump out lovely timber boards for you to upgrade your building with. We've got a washing stand for washing your clothes, and a smithy. So I'm really pleased with how this workshop came out. It's I think it's the best use of space because of all these benches, and they all seem to fit. I've got one gap here, and there is something that I want to put in here, which is, I think I mentioned it earlier, I probably want to put this iron stove in. I believe this ironworks will probably be too big. It might need its own separate building, and certainly the flour mill. I've seen that on someone else's build, and that is huge. That's going to have to sit outside. But the iron stove, I think, would go in nicely in this spot here. But as you can see, that needs $600 and 23 iron ingots. And I think I'm a little way off the money for that. Okay, so that's my workshop. Now in here, we have what started out as a kiln, became a smelter, and then the final upgraded smelter. And I've actually got some steel cooking. Actually, I'll drop some charcoal in so you can see how long this charcoal is going to burn for and what temperature it will burn at. And it tells you just on the right hand side what you need to put in order to get something out. So you can put 15 gold in to get a gold ingot. A steel formula. So you make this formula in the laboratory, and it uses iron and charcoal, and it gives you this sort of formula. You drop that in the smelter and then out will pop eventually. This little red bar is the progress for it cooking, and it will move up, and once it hits the top, out will pop a steel ingot. So I think it's really, once you know how it works, it's very clever and quite intuitive. It is different from any other game I've played. There's aspects of all kinds of other survival games in this together. There's a lot to it, and it's really nicely done. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, this is the main living room. Let's pop this wall torch on because it just looks nice. So I have my several sort of storage chests. I've got a bathing tub, so you put water in there and you wash yourself. Brick fireplace, you can cook things in here, but I do just use this mainly for, actually let's drop a bit of fuel in. I usually just use this for making charcoal, but look how lovely that looks. Let me just turn off, let me turn off the little labels because it looks so pretty. I better put those back on actually. Okay, there is my bed that I made. This is my spawn point. I've got a lockbox here with all my money in. I've got a large wooden chest here with all my gardening materials in. Now I've got some Growmentum, which is like fertiliser. I've got a soil soak, which will, it's basically just to stop it evaporating. Tomato seed, corn seed and mixed seed. Now tomato seed, I bought it not realising that it was only grown. I suppose this should have made sense, it should have been obvious really, but I didn't think about it at the time. You can only grow these things in spring and summer, and obviously we are in December, so I can't grow those right now, so I've got those ready for when the seasons change. I bought some corn, again summer and fall, and then we've got mixed seed, and this has got all sorts of stuff in. So this is where I got radishes, turnips from, corn. I've had some beans out of the mixed seed, so it's really cool. The iron rake, you use this with the dirt that I mentioned to make those cleared areas outside to run along. The bone hoe, you use it to create those gardening plots. I've got some bone that I bought and harvested from animals that I've killed. Now you'll notice there it says interested animals wolf. If you're carrying those on you, you have a risk of attracting a wolf, because they will, you know, they will be interested and want to get those off you. Thread that you craft in the spinning wheel from fibre. Sinew that you get from animals, or you can buy it. A watering jug that you fill up with water and you can water your gardening plots. Cotton and then rose hips. That's what I've got in there for now. This is my heavy goods stash. So this is where at the moment I've got all my kind of ores, my ingots. I've got copper ingots, iron ingots. I've got a few steel ingots. I've got my timber that I made on that steam sort of timber mill thing. My iron ore, I've got some sulphur and saltpeter for making gunpowder. Clay, I had to buy the clay. I've not come across any in the world. It does exist, I just haven't found any yet. Charcoal, sticks, which is a byproduct of gathering wood from trees. You get a certain amount of sticks. You can sell these, you know, that 500 stack of sticks there is worth $15, so I tend to put them in those wall sconces there, or I sell them $15 a pop, so pretty good source of income actually. Sand, you can dig up sand or gather sand with your axe, or I think you use the pickaxe or a shovel. Oil shale, you can get lead. I've come across gold out in the world. I've got some buckets here with some water in. Now eventually you can see it says spoil rate 1 day. If you leave a bucket of water to spoil, you'll get something called gunk, and you can put that in your compost bin. whoa, rubber banding, which is just out there, you can see through the window. And that can be used to make that soil soak and the grow stuff. So pretty quick and easy way of trying to make your crops more successful and better quality. I've got some hide. I killed a goat. I did get killed twice by one donkey. One donkey killed me twice, and then I managed to get it. You do get hides from them. I've got a goat skin here, and I had a donkey skin which I sold. Again, that one's worth $10.87. The hide I'm keeping because you can turn that into leather and use that for other things. I made that as this single bed mattress as my first spawn point. And then there's something here which I've replaced since with the wooden bed, of course. And I've got something here called diatomaceous earth, which is a rare resource used in crafting. Now I've been getting this out of those geodes and I've been holding on to it. It's quite valuable. So I've got $240 sitting there if I really want to sell that. But I'm not sure what it's used for yet, and because it's so valuable, I don't want to give it away and get the money for it without realising, you know, I might need it soon. So I think it might be useful in one of the laboratory recipes, but I just haven't really looked into that yet. I mean, there's so much. There is so much to learn. You have to unlock these bottles, and then you can make these recipes in the laboratory. But I don't know if it tells you what the ingredients are. That one uses 150 giblets. You can make an iron-based strength recipe. Recondition, resets all your attribute points. Pickling brine, what's that for? Food items spoil 50% slower. It's really in-depth. Okay, so that's pretty much everything in my inventory. What else have I got? I've got a couple of other little chests. That one's empty. Oh yeah, this is the clipboard for building new things. This is the washing board for washing your clothes. I've got some fat from killing an animal. I might get those candles out, because I'll use those and make some more sconces, I think. You come into the world wearing your sort of underwear and with a hobo stick, and that will actually, you can use that as a weapon. So you can clear the ground, you can harvest a bit of wood and some shrubs with that as well. So it's a sort of a starter weapon, if you like. I bought this little heater. I haven't upgraded that one all the way yet, so that one is just level 2. This is how you upgrade things. So I've already upgraded it once, but if I wanted to upgrade it to the 3rd level, I would need 6 steel ingots, which I'm not sure I want to really do just at the moment. But yeah, that all I would need that is just have those ingots in my inventory and then click this button. And as long as you've got the required items, it will go and become unavailable for a while it's upgrading. And then you get better performance out of it, better efficiency. You use less materials to make whatever you use it for. It's really clever. There's a lot, as I say, I keep saying, there's a lot to it. I haven't even shown you the shipping and receiving crate yet. This is the commerce side of the game, and it's really clever. So I've got this silver. As you can see, that is worth $18. Actually, I've got some money in there already. So let's pop that in there. What else did I get? Have I got anything else I can sell? Not really. Let's put a bundle of those sticks in. I'll put some grass in. Yep, okay. So what I'll do is I'll click ship and receive, and that will sell these items and send me some money, and it will appear down here. But over on the right are all the things that you can buy. So if you want to just stand in the game and grind and just harvest wood, harvest stone, harvest ore, come back, pop it all in here and make a ton of money, and then buy everything that you need without making all those stations that you've seen around the place and getting the required materials to make these things yourself. You can just buy things. It's a different way of playing the game. You can see this is the riding dress that I bought. It's $8.84. And if I had, as long as I have enough money in my inventory, I can press ship and receive on one item and it will deliver it to me, and then I just wear it. It's really quite clever. That's how I did all these windows. I haven't unlocked the glass recipe yet and made my own glass, because you need sand, you need to unlock the recipe, you need to put it in a craft I can't remember the word for it now, but you put that ingredients package thing into the kiln and then create glass, and then you put that together with wood and build these windows. Now I just ordered them for the building, so all of these windows I just bought using the catalogue, so it was pretty cool. So you've got all sorts of building items, you've got trapdoors, you've got tents, doorways, gates, shutters. You can exchange currency, although I'm not really too sure what the point of that is. Collectible gifts, different types of chew to enhance your sight, so you can see animals in the distance. It gives you like a little trail of little red, tiny little like firefly dots almost, and you can see where the animals have walked across an area by this little trail of red. Because you've enhanced your sight using this builder's shoe. Really clever. I bought the washing board, didn't bother making that myself. This is the farming section where you can buy all these seeds, so I want to get some strawberries going in the spring. You can buy fertilizer, you can buy this grow stuff, seeds, grains, beans, carrots, you know, all kinds of stuff. You can buy ready-made meal ingredients, so you can buy cornbread, which is what I kind of lived on at the beginning. You can buy pumpkin pie and little cookies and stuff, and ingredients that you're going to find it hard to find anywhere else, such as lemon, you know, citrus, lemons and oranges, which you need in some of those advanced cooking recipes. Walnuts, what's that? Yeast for making bread. I bought the rug that's in this room, $21.87. Those wall sconces I actually made myself. So you've got a choice. You can buy a horse, bricks. I've not unlocked brick, the capacity to make brick yet, so I've just been buying them. They're quite cheap, $1.06 for one. So you know, if I want to buy 10 or whatever, just do that. Much easier than going through and unlocking the recipe and then gathering all the materials, just for something like that you don't use in too many other recipes. I made my own iron knife, but you can see the value if you wanted to buy some of them. You've got to pay if you want to shortcut it. But I actually went through and gathered the materials, made the iron bars and made those myself, unlocked the recipe and made them. Weapons. And then you've got bones. If you don't really want to do hunting, you can actually buy the bones, the hide, and I think the fat was somewhere else as well. We've been past that, probably in food. Sinew. And you can actually buy these stations. So this is the heater that I bought that's up the corner. I haven't unlocked this yet. But I've made all the other things myself. I could buy the stove, but as you can see it's $429. I might do that, but I'll probably just try and make that myself. And then you've got the tools. Anyway, so I don't think I haven't ordered anything off here, luckily, as I've been clicking around. So I'm going to ship and receive. So it's going to take those and send me some money in a little while, and you'll hear a little sort of audio clue that's arrived, and then you can go and pick your money up and put it away in your lockbox. This is the little rug that we've got, and I think I mentioned I was going to show you the clipboard for building. So I'm holding it. So this is like the blueprint method that Rust uses. So you select what item category you want to build. So let's build a wall, and then you have to have sticks, because that's the first level of crafting. You have to have those in your inventory in order to build whatever item you put down as a blueprint. So if you pick a wall or a wall with a window, let's just build a wall, you can see it makes a kind of sticky noise, if that makes sense. And then like the shadow, it's red at the moment because it won't let me put that in here because there's already items in this location. Let's go outside, maybe I'll be able to build. I haven't got any sticks, so it won't let me. Can you hear an animal outside or something? Pretty sure I can. Yeah, I don't think I've got any sticks on me, but what would happen if I did? That would be blue. I would click, left click to place that, and then a stick wall would appear, and then I get my mallet, I walk up to the stick wall, pick my upgrade option, so for example logs. As long as I've got logs in my inventory, I pick that, and then I hammer away at the stick wall and it becomes a log wall. So it's really, really straightforward, pretty clever. I really do. I think they've done a great job with the building side of it. I'm just going to put this away at the moment just because I want to go out and have a look at what that sheep is doing outside, see if we can see the sheep. Let's put a couple of things away. Oh, we missed the little sound. But there's my money from the things I've just sold. Let's deposit the cash. Let's get the hammer off our hotbar out of our hands. Oh, wow, that's lag. Okay, we are actually outside now. Let's get outside. Let's go and see if we can see this sheep. I made this little kind of walkway on the roof here, just because I've had a bear chase me into the building when I had a 1x1 cabin. I had nowhere to run, and I opened the door to get into the cabin, and the bear came in straight after me and was inside the cabin with me. I don't know how I didn't die. He did this funny thing where he had a lot of like question marks above his head, and I think there's a possibility that you can tame a bear if you've got something, you know, to offer him to eat, to sort of gain his trust, or I don't quite know how that works. I don't think I'd fancy trying that myself, to be honest. But he was looking at me curiously. He didn't try and attack me, and I think I opened the door and he wandered out. It was all a bit of a blur, to be honest. I was panicking, quite obviously. But yeah, but the donkey was a different matter. I ran into the donkey out in the world, shot it with my bow and arrow, which I've got here, and it came chasing after me, and my god, those things are lethal. And I was running, shooting, and they've got so many hit points, and it just cornered me and killed me in the doorway of the building. I respawned on the mattress. I didn't have the bed at the time. And the donkey was still in the room, so I tried to kill it again. I tried to finish it off because obviously it kept its injuries, but I was still injured. I came back to life, but I wasn't quite healed, and unfortunately it killed me. But the third time I managed to kill it and harvest it. And there's a lovely photo I took, screenshot of me in the middle of the room with this blood splatter underneath me where I murdered this donkey. Which was really funny. But the goat that I killed, there seems to be a goat spawn over there. So those sheep noises that we've been hearing could well be goats. But the arrow drop is interesting. And if you hold down the right mouse button as you fire, you can follow your shot all the way through. I think this is a good place to leave this episode. The server is now saving, so I won't be able to do anything with the game at the moment while this is happening, so I'll use this time to sign off. Just wanted to give you a little overview what I've been playing. I really wish I'd have started recording it from the get-go, but it seemed like such a complicated game. I really wanted to just sort of get into it and learn it a little bit before I recorded it, so that's what I've done, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed this little sort of sneak peek at my progress. I may or may not do some more episodes on this, it depends. There's still a lot left to unlock, so it's not like I won't have any content. I've not got into going into Washington, into the city, becoming president. There are bandits in the world that you can go and fight. You know, I've got no weapons right now apart from this bow and arrow. There's a lot left to do. Hunting, exploring the map, so I might do a few episodes, but let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope I've sort of given you a good overview of my progress. Do you like my flag, by the way? I thought I'd use a crown because of coming from England, the English rose, and then a lovely heart. So that's my little flag, and as you can see, well, I can't really scroll down to show you in better detail, but everything on your land claim and the little flags that you place on your property have your flag on. There you go. That's just come back. So if I went round and visited other people, it will have their flag. And if I drop something, like a bit of I don't know, let's see, what would I'm just looking, everything's so valuable. Let's click one bit of stone. If I drop a piece of debris, no, I don't want anymore, it wraps it in your flag. And it stays in the world for a while, and then you can pick it back up. And then it disappears. So it's pretty good. Anyway, that is it for now. So thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think in the comments, and until next time, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.